Hi, this is Mike Bjorkman. Thanks for watching Minute with Mike here on SCV TV. I'm with Eric Mitchell today. This is our third episode that we're doing today, and today is going to be on
stated income.
Stated income. Now, first of all, let's talk about what company. First Priority.
Priority Financial Network out of Calabasas, California.
Yeah, I don't know why that's, after so many times, it's not rolling off really easy.
That's right.
So folks, we're excited today to bring you something so controversial and so unknown that people are dying to know. Everybody has always said to me, Eric, Mike, we know the market's turning around when stated income's back, and that's what ruined the market before and all this good kind of stuff. But I'm here to say I'm excited to see this level of stated income back. There's plenty of people with unique credit situations, self-employed. Let's talk about it a little bit. First of all, let's talk about what the difference is this time compared to last time.
Well, the way we're doing it now is you actually have to make a down payment this time. The minimum down, I know it's a crazy concept.
Imagine that.
But it's 30% as a down payment for stated income on a primary residence. And we're looking at it from a standpoint, there are a tremendous amount of people that have very complex tax situations. They have a very high net worth, a very high liquid net worth, but their tax returns are complex. They might have multiple corporations, they might have multiple deductions that can't, based on Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac or FHA guidelines, can't be added back in, like capital gains or things like that. You might have a husband and wife where one was divorced, and as a part of their divorce, their credit got dinged really badly, and I can speak from personal experience that absolutely can't happen.
Absolutely.
So you've got one spouse with good credit and one spouse with very bad credit, and so we're going to look at the spouse with good credit, use the stated income structure, but encompassing the household income to make sure that they can qualify for the new mortgage payment. So there's a tremendous amount of need for it in the marketplace, and from a not inflating the marketplace unnecessarily, that's where the down payment comes into play. It's for people that have liquid net worth, but complex tax situations.
Legitimate stated income, folks.
Correct.
Instead of just, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this, that.
Oh yeah, it's not 100% financing with a NAGAM payment, interest,
Gosh, I haven't heard that in a long time.
All
right, so let's talk about some of the guidelines. Besides the down payment, FICO scores, ratios.
660 credit score. There's no debt ratio requirement because it's not income driven. Net worth, we want to see what's called 12 months PITI post close. So you need the down payment plus whatever your monthly payment is times 12.
So that could be rental property. That could be money in the bank?
Money in the bank.
Okay.
So checking, savings, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, anything that we can
Okay, so retirement accounts qualify?
Yes, 70%. We'll use 70% of whatever your retirement accounts are.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
that's normal. You
can even get half of your down payment as a gift from an immediate family member. We're going to need to see where it comes from. It applies for foreign nationals. So if you've got somebody that wants to buy a piece of real estate, but they're from another country, but they're making a big down payment, we're comfortable with foreign nationals on the program. It's okay for first-time home buyers. It's okay for non-first-time home buyers. We'll even do it for investment properties, for investors. You have to make a 50% down payment if you're an investor.
It's okay.
Larger down payment, little more risk. But instead of paying cash for all of your investment properties, which a lot of them are doing, at least now you can get 50% leverage, buy twice as many properties.
Right. That's really a good point. I mean, honestly, I didn't know that. And here I'm setting you up for questions. I'm glad you brought that up because that's crucial for people to create their retirement vehicles. Have two properties appreciating instead of one is always a better thing. It's called leveraging your money, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm really glad you pointed that out. That made my day. Okay, what else do we need to know about this loan program? Anything good or bad?
Well, it just needs to make sense. We get phone calls in saying, what job does my client need to go get so that they quit? It's like, no, like that's not what it's for. Right. It's we need to look at your current situation, and you're either going to qualify because it makes sense to qualify or it doesn't. We don't want to start putting square pegs through round holes. We don't want to have people calling us saying, well, I'll wire money in from another country and it'll sit in an account for 3 months, and then it's like, okay. It's not,
get it, right?
It's not designed to end run the system. That's not what it's designed for. It's designed for people with complex tax situations, high liquid net worth, that want to buy real estate, that want to get back in the game.
And that makes perfectly good sense. So many of my luxury clients are like that, and for a long time now, they've been stuck in their homes because they don't have the cash to go buy another one, and they do want to move up. and now that makes it all possible. With that being said, is there any income or any loan limits for that?
Typically, we're comfortable up to $1 million,
Okay.
but we do make exceptions above that. You know, what we're really looking at on the program is the client's liquid net worth. What's their liquid position? You know, if you're sitting on $3 million in the bank, you're a good credit risk.
Right.
You know, and that's how we're looking at capacity, and that's the key word, is capacity. What's your capacity to make the monthly payments? And somebody who has, you know, that type of money sitting in the bank, they have the capacity.
Right. Seems to me like it's almost back to the old days where an underwriter will actually look at the file and truly underwrite it.
It
and
is.
Make sure it makes sense.
It's a portfolio program. We're using common sense. We're looking at all of the parameters. It's not an automated underwriting approval like Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac.
Right.
They use DU or LP or right. It's not a software-driven underwriting. It's a person underwriting the loan based on common sense.
That's awesome. Well, I know for a fact all of our viewers are going to have questions, so how do they get a hold of you?
Best way to reach me toll-free is 888-696-1344. You can listen to the prompts, or my direct extension is 729.
Awesome. And again, I'm Mike Bjorkman. My cell phone is 661-212-8075. For the rental property, it's scvleasing.com. For the sales, SantaClaritaRealEstate.com or SantaClaritaRealEstate.info. Thanks so much for watching another segment of Minute with Mike here on SCV TV. Thanks. Have an awesome day.